You've probably heard about microplastics, and they are very pervasive in our environment, but I want to focus this video on things you can really do about it. Why? Because not only am I concerned about your entire body, I'm always very particularly concerned about your microbiome, which is your anywhere from 60 to 100 trillion organisms in your colon that protect your gut health and your immunity and a lot more. And so microplastics affect the gut, they affect the microbiome. So let's talk about them because they also affect pretty much every other organ based on research. So it's something we should be mindful of and do the things we can do. Now, I did a lot of research, and you know, you want to crawl into a cave and never eat or drink anything by the end of the research, but that's ridiculous. So let's just be proactive but realistic on things that we can do to reduce exposure, because you can inhale microplastics, you can touch microplastics, but you can eat microplastics. So that's what I want to focus on most is the ingestion of them and what you can do to avoid it. So it all has to do with these plastics, and of course plastic is not a naturally occurring substance, so it's man-made. So there we go again with that man-made stuff. And there are these BPAs and PFAS, which are what's called forever chemicals, and you just can't get rid of them. And unfortunately, at this point, we don't know how to detoxify our bodies from microplastics. So we really have to focus on just not ingesting them as much as possible. So some basic things is to get a water filter for your home, the water you drink, at least under the kitchen sink. Reverse osmosis, that's something that's not terribly expensive, and it's very easy to install. You don't need a professional necessarily if you're a little bit handy. And reverse osmosis will take the microplastics out. So you have to be mindful of changing the filter and every 6 months and that kind of thing, but you just can set that on your calendar. So that's a big number one. The other one is we love our microwaves, and you don't want to put any kind of plastic in the microwave. So you really want to get those Tupperware containers that we keep food in. You want to get the glass ones, and they really are heavy glass. Other than dropping it in the parking lot, and concrete parking lot, which of course destroyed it. I've definitely dropped them little bits, and they're very robust. So it's thick glass. So stick with that. Now they do tend to come with lids that have plastic in them, but just take the lid off, put a piece of paper towel over the food you're going to heat up in the microwave so it doesn't splash all over the place. So that's a basic. Now, other than when you're at the airport and you need water, and of course they don't let you bring your own bottle, really avoid the water containers of plastic, the soft plastic water containers, because you don't know how long they've been around, the heat that they've been exposed to, etc. But that soft plastic is a problem. Now, my husband and I got into a little discussion as he was drinking out of the hard plastic lid of his stainless steel tea mug. And I'm like, don't drink out of the lid. Take the lid off and drink from the nice stainless steel container. To which he replied, oh, this is hard plastic. It's not the same as soft. And I'm like, let me see. So it turns out that while soft might be a little worse, hard is no better. And add to that, hard, it breaks down just wear and tear, and you don't want to put it in the dishwasher. So I don't know about you, but we've been putting these things in the dishwasher, and so then it gets all over the dishware in the dishwasher, and it's breaking down, and certainly if you're drinking out of it, then that's an exposure. So hand wash, unfortunately, and if you just take them off, right? So you can have them in the car so things don't spill, but then when you're drinking out of it, just take that lid off and drink out of the stainless or the glass. When you go out to eat, this is a tough one because I don't eat out very much. I eat at home, and I love to cook. So, but I've gone to restaurants where I can complete everything, and it's like, oh, can you put it in a to-go container? And then they've taken something hot and put it in soft plastic, and it's like, okay, garbage can. But then I was thinking the other thing is the the cardboard, but the cardboard that containers, you know, like if you think about a Chinese restaurant, the classic cardboard container is lined with plastic. So I was like, I wonder if it would be, you know, what they would think about you bringing to the restaurant your glass container. So let me know if anybody's done that before, but that would be the safest way to preserve the food that you paid good money for that you couldn't completely eat. So that's something to consider. Let's see, eating organic food as much as possible. Let's see, filtering your water, I said. Oh, the other thing is some cosmetics. Now, they shouldn't really be able to breach the skin, so they talked about cleansers and things that sort of were a little bit of abrasive, like a scrub would have plastics in it. As long as you're not ingesting it, I don't think that's the end of the world, because your skin pores are small enough to not admit that size of microplastics, so not something I think you need to worry about. But with feminine hygiene products, anything with polyethylene in it is something to look for. Now, what else did I want to talk to you about? So we did the hard versus soft. Oh, so toothpaste and dental floss. So I had recently gone to the dentist. Now it's several months ago, but I was like, I am going to be so good. I am going to floss morning and night. I don't want to hear this, you could be flossing more, every time I go to the dentist. So I was like, that's it, we're doing it. And no sooner did I start doing it, and then I heard about the microplastics in dental floss. So I just looked online, so you can do this too. I have no, association with any dental floss company, but I'll put it in the notes. But there was just a few, something called Nudge Clean, another one was Radius Natural, and another one was Tree Bird. But I'll put it in the notes so you'll have them exactly. They were all available on Amazon if that's something you like to do. But yeah, definitely something you need to do to floss your teeth, but we don't need that to be another source of microplastics. Ditto for toothpaste, so look into that, because as much as they say don't swallow toothpaste, obviously some is going to go down, especially in kids who don't have as much control as we do. Okay, so getting to health risks. It affects your heart, it affects your nervous system, it affects your liver. As I mentioned, it affects your gut. It does DNA damage, so can affect future generations by the microplastics you get exposed to if you're of childbearing years and you're having children. It increases cancer risk and just basically increases your risk of chronic degenerative disease, including autoimmune disease. So quite a long list. Like, what doesn't it do? So therefore, I think it's worth it to make the effort. And I don't think I said nonstick cookware, which is one of the biggest things. So excuse me for that. Yes, that was at the top of my list, is the nonstick cookware. So you really want to get that out of the house. Good old-fashioned stainless steel is beautiful. It literally lasts forever. I've been married 38 years and we still have the set that we got when we got married, and it wears like iron, and it might not be nonstick, so we're a little spoiled with that concept, but really worth it, because nonstick cookware, and they're coming out with newer forms, but once it gets scratched and it's not nonstick anymore, you're really getting exposed to a lot of chemicals. So take this from the viewpoint of little changes go a long way. I think the nonstick cookware, I think filtering your water, avoiding plastics of all sort, certainly not microwaving plastics, those are the big ones. And then the dental floss. So I hope you found this helpful. If your health is not where you want it to be and you'd like assistance, that's what we're here for. And so just give us a call for a consultation and we can get you healthier and have you enjoying life all the more. Talk soon.